sorry, man, we live on Earth, and sometimes life is fucking hard. It don't mean you don't believe in shit. But I know for a fact, as fucked up as my life has been, to be where I'm at today, there's obviously more. What's motivating you is the stories I'm telling you about what I did in my life. Once I stopped living that, I'm no more. I didn't want to win. I still don't want to win for some reason. I don't care about winning. For some, I just want to go the distance. My life tattooed me. And so when I came from Buffalo, I was 8 years old. I didn't have one learning disability, I had several. But I hid all this shit. I never talked about my dad being crazy, or I couldn't read, I couldn't write. I got held back in my second grade. So this is what happened. That beating happened, and maybe 2 days later, my mom's in the living room. My mom walks in the kitchen with me and my brother sitting in our, standard locations at the table. My dad at the head of the table, me and my brother at the side of the table, and there's a phone behind my dad. He always talked on the phone, smoking a cigarette, drinking his scotch. And he's talking to one of his girls on the phone. And my mom walks in, and this is where she was at mentally. She walked in, looked at me and my brother, and she said, "You guys can come, or you guys can stay, but I'm getting the fuck out of here." And so she was just broken. And I got my shit and I packed. I was gone quick. My brother was kind of like, what should I do?
I think you found remarkable spaces in your own mind that other people could also find.
Right.
But I think it's remarkable you found them given these circumstances.
Well said.
But people that are listening to this, especially you young people that are listening to it, and I know some of the language is strong, but I just want y'all to understand something. No matter what you're going through right now, whether you're 7 years old or 77 years old, those things don't define you. This man, what you're about to hear, is incredible what he's turned himself into. From a dad who was in those conditions. Mom wasn't ever again completely herself after those situations, right? Then he goes into school, has a learning disability, he's behind because he wasn't going to school, kind of starts just lying and cheating to get his way through school.
Stuttered bad.
Like this.
My elementary years, I stuttered so bad, I had these white splotches all over my skin. I had patches of hair falling out of my head, stressed. I was so stressed out from my childhood, and then now I'm in this situation where I'm like, God, man, I'm dumb. I'm not smart. I'm like this black kid amongst all these white people, and it just made me feel just fucked up. And my mom was working 3 jobs. We lived in a $7 a month place. She was never home, and I was like, but I didn't want to put my troubles on my mom. I look in the mirror, and at this time, I didn't want to be the black kid in school. There's like 5 or 6 of us in school, and like 1,700 kids, something like that. And I made up a character to kind of like draw attention from color. So I did things to be this cool, crazy, creative kid. I was a crazy, cool kid in school. So I look in the fucking mirror, I see this letter, I'm fucked up, and I'm like, you know what, man, no one's coming to help me. I remember back to what my principal said, because I went to the principal when they wrote that shit on my car and in my notebook, and the best advice he can give me, God help his soul, was this: they're ignorant. So I started talking to myself this way in this mirror. At that time, like, this is the best you can fucking do, Principal Freeman? That was my mind then, but in this mirror, it wasn't my mom, it wasn't Principal Freeman, it wasn't my dad, it was me. Because when nobody coming back to fucking help David Goggins, that was my mindset now. And so with my non-spelling ass, I started getting these sticky notes and writing, "You're fucked up." And my mom wakes up like, what is wrong with you? I go, man, I have to change because I can't stay here. I can't, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was defeated. I go, look at myself. I'm like, who am I? So I'm defeated in this mirror and I'm like, okay, I'm changing. I said, Mom, can we please get a tutor? So we can only afford $15 a week for a tutor. So I have 4 hours a month. 4 hours a month. I had a 4th grade reading level, man. 4 hours a month for 6 months. That's all I had. So this tutor did one thing for me, very big. She saw that I was slow, very slow, and couldn't retain shit. She goes, you're gonna have to write down everything 1,000 times to remember this. I took it as okay.
Literally.
Roger that.
Okay.
So I literally went to the store and I bought these spiral notebooks. And I started literally writing down over and over and over and over again. When it came to a paragraph comprehension, I couldn't read the fucking paragraph and then remember it. I had to write down a whole paragraph, and you don't have much time to take the fucking test. But that's how I learned. But the work ethic, people think I became this guy from running.
Yeah.
No, I became this guy from fucking studying. I had to study for hours. What might take you an hour to learn, take me 2 days.
Why do you tell this story?
I have to, because everybody thinks I'm the world's toughest motherfucker ever lived. And I might be somewhere about that now, but that's where I was. And I tell the story because if I just talk about I broke the pull-up record, I did all these fucking races, I went through SEAL training, I was in 3 Hell Weeks, Ranger School. If I talk about all the badassery, like we like to do on social fucking media, and I don't tell you that I was a fucked up kid, and I was scared as shit, and I was depressed and insecure, and all this shit, what good am I for anybody?
Right.
I'm a superhero, if I'm a liar. I'm that now, but I wasn't born that.
Yeah.
I had to make myself into this shit. But my mind, once again, has me shackled, but I could have been so much better. My mind was once again hijacking me. I go from 175 pounds to 297. Not much education, and that's my life. But once again, man, you can't lie to yourself. I can lie to you, and I can lie to everybody else, and I was great at it. But I saw my reflection every day. But I really didn't know how fat I was. I didn't really want to look at myself. But I was haunted. These demons were in my head every day. Man, you ain't shit, man. God, dog, man. You're gonna find peace from going to war with yourself, because we all got shit. Because I don't hide. I'll tell you exactly who the fuck I am. I will admit to it. People are great at hiding. So they want to just find peace. No, you gotta take your shit, fix whatever's fucked up in you. Don't just shove it under the rug. Fix it, and then you'll find some peace later. Anybody that can accomplish anything that is hard. There's some people that get inspired, and that inspiration moves them to try to do something. But the inspiration is very high right now in this nice environment. We're in a nice environment, but the second you're not in this environment, and you're actually doing what inspired you, you're now there. And only those people who have been there 1,000,000 times in their minds and have lived in that water and have suffered 1,000,000 times and realize my legs may break, my knee may break, my bones will hurt, I will be the coldest I've been in my life, I will be miserable, and accept that. Because what happens is when you get in a horrible situation in life, your mind, I call it my 1-second decision. When you get in a horrible situation in life, your mind immediately says, get the fuck out of here. Everybody's does, even if you want to be there. I'm sorry, man, we live on earth, and sometimes life is fucking hard. It don't mean you don't believe in shit. But I know for a fact, as fucked up as my life has been, to be where I'm at today, there's obviously more. Who I was this nobody guy. And I created this Goggins.